My dad passed away 2 days ago. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, welcome back to the Drone Camps channel. Man, almost 10 years strong now and still going. And you know, this is one of those videos where it's like a mental health check day. I do these from time to time on the channel because I know a lot of you guys are going through the same type of stuff, and anytime there's someone who had a parent pass away, I always try to reach out to my friends and try to be there for them, and just be a friend to them during that time. And I have, you know, I publicly posted a couple days ago when he passed on Facebook that he had passed, and I got a lot of really nice messages from everybody, and a big outpouring of love from my friends and family, which is really great. And he was down in a nursing home in Florida for many years, not able to take care of himself, but he did have a setup down there that was allowed him to be taken care of. But then again, Florida nursing homes, you guys know the horror stories about Florida nursing homes, and I'm not going to go deep into that because that's a whole nother video that I could make. But long story short, they deserve to be sued for the condition that my dad arrived at the hospital in. He was dehydrated, he had pneumonia, he had COVID, and I think he had COVID during all of these years of COVID, maybe 2 to 3 times while he was in the nursing home. The nursing homes got hit super hard, but his health was failing for, you know, the last 10 years. He had multiple strokes, and he was in and out of the hospital, and he has other siblings that were able to be there in town with him, and his sister took care of him quite a bit during these years. And me being so far away, unfortunately, you know, I'm on the West Coast, he's in South Florida. It was hard for me to keep connected with those guys down there, but I did what I could from out here. Just really hard being away from your parent during that time. And I have 2 children out here that I take care of. And you guys, a lot of you guys that have been on the channel for a while, you know my story. And I'm making this video today, and I wanted to make this video yesterday, but I just couldn't bring myself to put the words together to share with the Drone Camps community. You know, and personal stuff, it's really like you don't have to share it with the community, but at the same time, like, I really do feel like some of you guys are my friends and have really reached out to me in so many different ways, like to say, hey man, like, let's go fly and let's do this and let's do that, and like invited me over, invited me to different events and wanted me to participate with you guys. And like, that's a big deal. That's a big deal when people reach out and say, hey man, let's hang out. And like, there's nothing better in the world than a friend reaching out to you and saying, hey, let's go fly tomorrow. And that's like such a big part of FPV, is like supporting each other, especially during our times of like just absolute trauma. But these little devices, for me, have kept me busy during the hardest times. During COVID, lost my family due to a separation, and only got to see my kids 2 days a week, and so the rest of the week it was like just full steam ahead trying to keep making videos. And during COVID, quarantining by myself, starting all over again, meeting Rebecca, and just working every day to make positive changes for my own children first and foremost, and myself, and you know, creating a life that would be a good one for everybody. So that's been a journey and a process. And today, you know, I'm just still grieving my dad, and that's something you probably do as a child for the rest of your life once one of your parents passes. But you know, my dad was not always there again. Like, he, you know, some of you guys know he wasn't in the picture a lot, but my mom was my rock. My mom still is my rock. She is my big time cheerleader during my life, and always kind of inspired me to keep going in the directions that I've been going. And she always seems super proud of me for all of my media type stuff and graphic design and working in New York City, coming from a small town of around 500 people and making it all the way to New York City to do video production for Showtime networks, and then off and working for different agencies, and now I do YouTube. So it's been a crazy journey for someone from such a small town. I mean, I was a kid, grew up on the boat docks, you guys. So for me to be doing like stuff like this is like just, if you told like 5th grade Justin, hey, this is what you're gonna be doing, you're gonna be making videos on YouTube when you're in your 30s and 40s, and you're gonna be flying these machines around with little cameras on them that you can see through these goggles. It's just kind of crazy. And my biggest saving grace when I was a kid was my skateboard. And you know, if times are hard, when I was a kid, I'd take off on my skateboard. It was kind of like my own little, it was like my first car. And some of you guys probably feel that way about skateboards still. You can just get on that skateboard and just go and ride and kind of center and clear your head. And bikes during the pandemic became that for me and helped me get healthy again. And I need to get back to doing more biking as well. But that's how you keep your head straight, is to be able to have that escape and step back from like all the hard stuff and just forget about some things for a while and try to have fun. And all those endorphins in your brain that FPV creates, it's healthy for you. It's really healthy, and it helps depression, and it helps you feel better. Puts more of that happy juices inside your head. But recently I saw Stu's video from UAV Futures, and you know, I can identify with Stu, and I missed him making his videos for a long time because I felt like, you know, UAV Futures and drone camps for many years, I felt like he was kind of my wingman in a way in FPV. These two channels, UAV Futures and drone camps, man, we were flying at the top levels of the FPV hobby, and all the companies reaching out to us and wanting Stu and I to review their products, Happy Model, Gep RC, all the, you know, Eachine, all these companies. So that's a big deal when you have so much attention from all these companies, and it takes a lot of work, and it takes, you know, they say 1 to 3 years to get a YouTube channel started to where you can kind of like quit your job and do this full time. And for me to be able to do that within a couple years, you know, I started out with a drone store in North Carolina. I mean, you guys know I ran a drone store, DJI dealer, and I was a Horizon hobby dealer. It was always my dream to have a hobby shop, and I got that. But Stu's video was very personal, and I thought it was great. I thought it was very brave of him to step up and say the words he did. And, you know, it helped me kind of put my situation in perspective with my dad and stuff. And, you know, that hurts that he's passed. And so, yeah, and I think that's just going to be, you know, something that I'm dealing with for a while. So I'm glad that I could make this video though finally, and share this with you. And I know that he's in a better place now, and I'm hoping that I can make his final wishes come true. And, you know, he knows in my heart that I'm going to make that happen for him. I'm going to make sure that he gets back on the island, the hometown that I'm from, and that he's buried right next to his grandfather, which was my great-grandfather that really took care of him growing up. His dad wasn't around either. So it's like, you know, continuing generational effect there. But I'm trying not to make that happen again with my kids. I want to be around for them. But yeah, that's what's going on in my life right now. And but I am just trying to keep it on. You know what I mean? Life is a highway, so they say. Like, you know, and the highway doesn't end until, you know, finally you take flight, and it's the end of your highway. But it's not the end of my highway yet, and I still have to keep traveling along, and trying to make the best of everything that comes my way, and stay positive. You know what I mean? I've always said never give up on this channel, and the reason I keep saying that to myself is that, you know, I've had hard times too, and I've always been an optimist. I mean, even in like some of the darkest times, like, man, I still try to stay optimistic. I mean, I don't know how I do it sometimes, honestly, but I do love what I do here, and it's a privilege to be able to make drone videos and go out and fly these little things, and still be able to do that somehow, still be able to do that full time, is kind of amazing, because the economy has kind of imploded on itself in the last couple of years, and we don't have near the releases that we used to have. We used to have these companies. My God, they were making so many different types of FPV drone hobby models a week that it would, like, you know, someone would come out with an original design, and some of these companies would reverse engineer it within like days and have a frame already made. It was crazy, but like the industry was really at a height around 2017. But since then, and especially since COVID, it's taken a big dive. So one of the only reasons that FPV still exists, and I believe this in my heart, is that a lot of the people that are supporting these companies and getting the word out about new releases and quads coming out. I mean, this is already a microcosm of a niche, but without reviewers and channels like Bardwell, Bachgrinder, UAV Futures, and all these other guys that have been supporting just fresh content all the time and keeping up with what's new out there and what's new in FPV, and kind of explaining some of these flight controllers for the new guys coming into it, doing these build videos and things like that, and just continuing to love this, to genuinely love this. I mean, I love this more than any other hobby in my life. I think my two big hobbies in my life so far were also sport type hobbies, which was skateboarding and kiteboarding. Like, kiteboarding is my biggest love of my life until I found filming with drones. And that's what I began doing first with drones, was filming my friends kiteboarding along the coast of North Carolina. And that was epic. It like changed the face of like the way we see and produce video. And now if you watch any TV show, it's almost guaranteed you're going to see some type of opening drone shot. All these Netflix movies and documentaries, you always see some kind of like straight ahead drone shot setting the scene for the town that they're doing the film in. And that's just so cool. It's so cool to be able to kind of be watching a movie and be like, oh, that's an FPV shot right there. That's like a big swooping orbit move from some type of big rig, whether it's Jet or some of these other guys that do Hollywood stuff, Johnny FPV. It's just so cool to see where the industry has come to, film-wise. But I just wanted, you know, this video is just checking in. I'm just checking in with you guys and letting you know what's going on with me, and also to let you know that I'm not giving up. I'm never going to give up on myself and my family, and first and foremost, like, you know, they say God, you know, family and community. So it's all about God, family, and the community with me. And I appreciate you guys watching and subscribing, hanging out, and making comments, and helping keep me afloat. Like, you know, like Bardwell says, like, I do this for the money. And a lot of us, you know, if we don't have the money, then we can't we can't continue doing it. And so that's that's a part of it. Unfortunately, we do need the money, and you know, my drone camps army has been there and supporting me like that for years. And so I want to say thank you to everybody that has at any time clicked my link and like grabbed something, whether it was from Get FPV or Banggood or whoever. You know, even if you, I don't care what you bought, Eachine or one of the high-end ones. I appreciate you. I appreciate that a lot. So thank you, and stay well out there. I got to go and pick up my son and spend some quality time with my kids for the next couple of days. But I appreciate you guys as always, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.